What's up guys, it's your ROBUX again here, back at it again, and well, today is kind of a different video I guess. I mean I did two of these before, but since a lot of people actually have been asking for my settings again, and because I did update them and everything, and because it's been a bit, I'm gonna show you guys my updated settings, because a few things have changed. Probably the most important thing is that my sense did go up, but anyways, let's cover it from the top down. First of all, we go with main. My new sensitivity is 1.74. It's still pretty much the same. I still use 0.018. This is just Roblox being funny, but it's 0018. I don't know why I use this, but it's fine. And I use 1600 DPI. I mean, I technically use a trick to make my DPI a bit higher, because the higher your DPI is, the smoother your mouse input is. And I use a trick to convert 20,000 to 1600, but that's not really important for you guys. Just use 1600, or if you have if you use 800, then multiply my settings by 2 and you're fine. Or if you play 3200, then just half them by 2. Very simple, right? But yeah, 1.74. I changed it up because I think having a higher sense is now better in Aimblox. Before you could use a lower sense because of the recoil, because recoil wasn't very high anyways. But now, because my AK-103 and some guns got a recoil update, I think a higher sense is just more beneficial, because you can control the recoil a bit more fine. As you can see, I would say it's very fine now, and it's not that annoying for me at least. And especially I changed mostly because I had to almost move half my mouse pad down to be able to even punch boost once, and it got quite annoying after a while, and it actually just hurt my hand and it hurt my speed which you can move. So I tuned it up a bit. And what I also changed was I increased my sensitivity, my aim and sniper also a slight bit higher. To I think it was 1.10 or something, 1.15. And snipers I usually try to keep them decently low, especially because the BFG is just it's just really annoying to play with the BFG. Pretty much that. Obviously, still 90 FOV. I still wish we could have 120 or like 100 in this Aimblox, because I'm not quite sure which FOV this is. I will figure it out soon, which FOV this is, and let you guys know. But for now, I use obviously the highest. It's the best, because whoever plays 70 is, I think, is default. You should get help. Like, it's actually not healthy playing with 70, because you can see, you can almost not see anyone. And with a higher FOV, you have way better chance to not get catched out on the sides by some guy flanking you or like pushing from behind. So obviously always use higher sense. Audio is very subjective for you. You have to very opinionated. You have to figure it out yourself. What I do is I usually only have one volume bar up. My overall sound is 80, because this is just how I like it. My weapons are almost completely silent, because I don't like hearing my own weapons. Player weapons is pretty good, because I usually have this actually a bit higher. I would say like 170. Like 170, 165. Usually player weapons is pretty good to have, because it allows you to hear other players' weapons being shot. And that can give you pretty good information, because let's say if someone's in that house and he's shooting, basically he's behind here and he's shooting someone there, and you're just like fighting someone here, you can hear the shots way easier and can know, yeah, someone here. Pretty much that's it. And ambient music off, because ambient music is absolutely garbage. I hate it. I think it's like making water, like the water and like the waterfall sounds are still there. And music is just general is like general, just keep it default. Copyright music for me is off, because, well, I'm a YouTuber. Then let's go into graphics. I use one graphic still with everything off. If you want something looking a bit nicer, the only thing I sometimes do is turn on materials, because it makes everything look a bit nicer, and oftentimes because it doesn't blur out the guns, especially in Oasis. I think everyone that uses a relatively light skin Oasis knows how how strong your guns glow. With textures, it doesn't glow this bad, so that's good to know. But I usually keep them off, because more FPS is nicer to have. Gun effects, if you have gun effects on, I don't know what you're doing, just keep them off, because that trait is really annoying, and you want to have the most visibility. At least I like to have the most visibility off, because it's just helpful to track targets. Then you can decide what you like. Off arms, never play with off arms unless you're a psychopath or you never ADS, because yeah. No arms is pretty much for people that like, I mean, I used it for a long time because I think it's nice to have, because the little bit of visibility, sometimes you can help it. But I recently just use now view model visibility on, because I think it's actually just better overall. Being able to just shoot like this and your arms are there. It's pretty much just a personal preference. I just prefer it with arms on. I would say you should try both of them out and see which one you like more. For me, it's arms on now, because I like it more. My reticle also changed a slight bit. I still use yellow and I still use these settings. If you turn the brightness to black, you just get a black dot, which is also quite nice. I sometimes use a black dot, but I mainly use a yellow dot and I use 1 scale because this dot is really small. I wish we could actually scale them freely from like 1 to 10. So Aimblox, if anyone Aimblox Devs watches, maybe add a feature that allows us to actually oversize our crosses, because I would love to have this dot a bit bigger, because this is something similar I use for my aim training. Just it's a bit bigger and has the outline, but hey, that doesn't completely be better. Pretty much transparency, I only use this if I make thumbnails or if I think like it's funny, or you use something stupid like the minigun. Any of these crosshairs you can use as personal preference. I just like the dot because I think it's nice in the realms of comic scenarios, like I said. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, codes, yeah. My Roblox settings, right, I should probably cover my Roblox settings too. Like said before, in the sensitivity I 0018 settings. 1 volume, I use basically, since I think a lot of people actually from my channel watched my the best way to boost my boost FPS video. I think a lot of people watch it, and there I showed that you can actually set your graphics levels to 21, because at max this is actually better than the 10 graphics you have default. But what I do is, if you only have like 10 bars, use 2. For all of you that have 21 bars, use 4. It's the equivalent of 2. Basically, this increases. Basically, 2 is all you need for render distance. You can obviously, at 5 it gets annoying because then lightning and shadows get in. So I keep it at 4 because it's the flash color, gives you best performance, and you have most of the reach. The rest of this is all off. I don't play with the camera because why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? But yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. There's nothing really much else in my settings. These were my uploading settings, like I said, just higher sense. I mean, for the people that want to know my trick on how I increase my sense to like 20,000, even though you should only really do that trick if you actually have a really good mouse, because if you have a bad mouse, it might actually just completely start to pixel skip or stutter. But anyways, I think that's it with today's video. I think we talked long enough, and yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys all liked today's video. I know it's quite small, but like I said in my communities before, I said it in my community post before, I didn't have enough time to finish the other video because it actually takes a bit of time and I'm quite broke and I need a bit of more money to finish that video. But yeah, anyways, I hope you guys all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and obviously subscribe. It's the best way to show me that you guys like the content that I make. But anyways, we see us straight in the next one. I'm your super content creator, and ciao ciao.